What's up, everybody, and welcome to ITG Daily, the show that brings you the hottest in gaming news. I'm Drew Bosley. You can find me on Twitter at ArtisticGamer28. That's the one, the legendary Scott Savage. You can find him playing Fall Guys or on Twitter as well at Savage. Scott, what's happening, buddy?
Oh, that's right. Fall Guys, and I've been going back to Battlefield Hardline. I spent way too long last night playing that game.
Really?
I can see it in my face.
How is the Battlefield unfortunate situation going? Obviously, you have to go back because of certain circumstances with 2042, but you're back in anyways.
Well, I started playing the campaign, the story mode to Battlefield Hardline, which reminds me again another shortcoming.
That's
2042.
Scott, people can join us live over at 11 a.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/theofficialITG, as well as YouTube at ITG Reviews. But if you can't join us live, hit us up later inside the game.ca podcast services and TV streaming networks around the globe. Scott, coming up on today's show, Nintendo had a lot to show at a showcase yesterday featuring all third parties. So lots of content. Dude, there's a lot of games. I'm setting up all the assets and no, I'm just going and going and going. We got a lot to talk about. What did they show? Well, dude, are you ready? Because let's get into it.
It was a packed 25 minutes.
It was loaded. Okay, let's do it. What was your overall thoughts on the showcase before we even get going on what they showed off?
I think it was kind of heavily weighted towards the end. Like, that's when I started getting really excited. They kept a couple of the big hitters towards the end, but it was sort of well paced. That after we got past the Monster Hunter stuff, then I was a lot more excited.
It was funny because
that Blanc looks like a good one for you.
Oh, yeah. It was funny. I watched the showcase and this is cool, and then I get the press release. Email shows up, and they started off with the heavy hitters and worked their way backwards. So I was like, "Oh yeah," it's funny how it works, man. But yeah, let's get going. As they started off with Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, new seasonal content drops. I think a lot of people are excited for that. There's definitely things to check out. I never got around to playing it.
Lot. No, I didn't get into Rise. The last one I played was Monster Hunter Worlds.
Yeah.
And I really need to return to that because I never played any of the Iceborne DLC.
No, me either.
But that's the thing with these games is they add a huge amount with DLC over time.
No, absolutely. It's huge though, right? And I think this is cool. Actually, it just moved over to the world of PC not too long ago, but it was more or less a console launch for the Nintendo Switch. And I think a lot of people were digging it. A lot of people loved it. And just one I never got to play, unfortunately. But yeah, I do. Where's the next Worlds? Where's Monster Hunter Worlds 2?
That's what I keep thinking. That one was such a good hit. And as technology gets better, you can push that forward even more. getting a lot of people online. That was kind
Oh,
of the last big step for Monster Hunter World. You had the
yeah,
raids.
so cool.
I have a squad of 4, you have a squad of 4. The only time we can meet up is in a raid. So that they needed to make a lot more of that content.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Shadow of the Colossus with a
Yo,
team of 8. Can you imagine?
that would be a blast, dude. A lot of people digging out the next title, Near Automata, the end of the Yora edition.
You heard it, didn't you?
Dude, the minute they said it, I said it too. Potato, tomato. It's just potato, potato. It was just like, yeah, there's Scott in the back of my head.
I blame Jules from What Culture for that one. He got that in my head.
It's dude, October 6th is coming. It will be an interesting thing to see on the Switch. How well?
Yeah,
Because this is not a small game.
it's not a small game, and it's not as simplistic as you might think. Going to the Switch, that would
Yeah.
be advantageous, but this is not a standard definition game. I'm curious to see how it'll run because there's a lot of quick movement and
Yep.
kind of bullet hell sections. So if
Absolutely.
that has stutter, that's not gonna fly.
Not at all. And then another interesting one that kind of caught my eye, Scott. Laura Lee, the Laser Eyes. What a title! Like, what kind? Like, who writes these things? But the game itself actually looked really cool. I do want to check it out. It looks a little weird and out there, but at the same time, it's from Annapurna, so that doesn't really surprise me all that much.
I love that kind of. What would you call that art style? It's almost like a comic style, but then it has heavy shading.
Yeah, it's almost like a monochromatic with highlights of color.
Yeah,
right?
No, I like the look of that. That's what caught my eye.
Yeah, definitely. And well, Laser Eyes will catch them. It's coming to console and Switch in 2023. You noted here, awesome art style and puzzle game. Very cool.
Yeah. Well, and I like the ones that a puzzle is something that interests me a lot more as I age. It's not just shooting.
Yeah.
Putting the peg in the hole. That's what shooting is.
No, for sure. And then we got into Super Bomberman R2. We played the first one. We had a blast playing this. I actually look forward to this one too. It's funny, the showcase, Nintendo has some highs for me and then some lows, right? Not every game speaks to me, and that's great because they have such a wide audience. But Bomberman is obviously coming out of Capcom. It's very cool, or sorry, Konami, and it is very cool to see that it is making a return. A bit of a shock to see this one come back, though.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting to hear anything about Bomberman. But then again, I haven't really been in. I think it was Bomberman Online that was on the 360.
Oh, wow.
And that was the last one I really played with, put a lot of time into. So it's been more than a decade for me.
Yeah. So, we should check this out because it looks like a bit of it's a party game, right? And we're always down for a party game of some sort.
Oh, what's also more than a decade away from me was Mega Man BattleNet Legacy Collection is now coming out. I had BattleNet 3, and oh man, do I have nothing but fond memories about that game. This is a giant legacy collection, going to have 10 BattleNet games. I believe that's almost all of them.
Yeah.
It certainly encompasses the Game Boy Advance era. It's releasing in 2 different volumes, which I think makes sense in this case, and complete with soundtracks and everything. And that's coming out next year. Not certain if it's Q1 or 2 of next year. I didn't catch that, but
no,
I was a little bit too excited getting ahead of myself.
No, it's cool to see. I don't know. I'll maybe check it out again. It's one of those things, right? It's kind of one of those titles I'm not really sure, and followed by another title. Dude, Pac-Man World repack coming August 26th. Not really sure what
There's
that one
another
either.
title I didn't think I was going to see forever.
Kind of scratched my head on that one.
I'm pretty sure my sister had Pac-Man World. There's roller coasters. It's a whole adventure of its own. Yeah. Quite a surprise.
It was funny because as I'm watching it, they're like, "You're not just collecting orbs; you can bum bounce people." I was like, "What?"
Yeah, okay. This is Pac-Man after Super Smash Brothers.
Yeah, right.
He's got a couple new moves now.
So yeah, that was funny. And then another one there, Blanc came around. Scott, definitely a unique art style. That one's
The Fox and the Fawn, black and white, nice story. I thought of, there's another game that we watched, the trailer for that came out recently, and it had a red fox.
Oh, dude, Endling.
Yes.
Yeah.
It kind of gave me a feeling like that, where there's gonna be emotionality to it, but it's a storytelling kind of game.
Yeah. Oh, I do. I cannot wait for Adeline. That's my most anticipated indie game of the year. I cannot wait. Do me a quick favor and jump on that guy over on Twitch for me, please.
Oh yeah. Oh, I see.
Ah,
Yeah.
got you. You're out of here.
Beep boop beep.
That's gone. Scott, another one. Yo, I was so stoked to see this return to Monkey Island. Yo, it's been so long. We knew it was announced. Finally got to see a little bit of this game. It's such a long beloved franchise, and even the creators like we didn't really like the sequel, so we're making our own version. The art style is not what we're used to in the past, which was kind of like, oh man, it honestly kind of reminds me of Guacamelee. The art style.
Oh yeah, actually, I see that.
Right, and I was hoping it would stay true to more of the original, but either way, it's moved over to this. I definitely want to play it.
I think Secret of Monkey Island, that was the number 2 in the series, right?
Yeah.
I had that game pushed on me, but I never actually played it, and I have regrets now because I know it's one of those just landmarks for the genre that it is.
Absolutely, right? It's the point and click adventure genre. It is where I think a lot of it started for a lot of us in that. Dude, I remember going to my cousin's place, and that's what we played. We played Monkey Island. It was such a cool game. The writing, the puzzles. I can't wait to jump back in. It's coming this year. We just don't know when. It just said 2022, so that's kind of a bit of a puzzle. Hopefully we see it sooner than later.
Some loose release dates throughout this.
That's the biggest problem, right?
That's maybe the only big hole that I've seen so far.
Yeah, another game too. And this one, we got to talk about what came after during this trailer, and I want to talk about that in a second. But it's Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope. That showed a lot of the combat itself. Scott, what are your thoughts on this one?
Yeah.
Did you play the original Mario? Plus
No,
Rabbids?
I didn't. I've only ever seen a little bit of passing gameplay. That's what I was surprised to see.
Yeah.
How much gameplay they showed off, the combat and stuff, and it gives me that feeling. It's kind of XCOM in a way,
sure,
but not as turn-based. It seems. I'm not quite sure I understand what's going on, but
it's a quirky, unique title coming out on October 20th.
I've never played any of the Rabbids games. I'm missing a whole series of platformer.
I never played them either. Did you catch, though, listening to this, it said, find out more at tomorrow's Ubisoft event.
Yeah. I've seen that get a lot of people online picked that up, too.
Okay, so here's the thing. I've scoured my emails, and I've seen nothing. I haven't got a press release on it. I have heard nothing about a showcase today at all. Has anybody else seen anything, Scott, on this? I'm going to other sources here as well to take a look, because somebody's got to have something, dude. Like, I heard it. I was like, whoa, did they just drop that? Like, that's, to me, it was a weird way to say, hey, Ubisoft showcase tomorrow without anybody else saying anything. And it was just in a Nintendo. Here's a showcase reveal within a showcase. I was just like, this is pretty strange. But dude, I don't see anybody talking about it anywhere.
And what's Ubisoft going to show off? If they were
Skull
to have
and
one
Bones,
today, are we going to see Skull and Bones?
Absolutely, we'll see Skull and Bones.
I still want to see that completely meta presentation where they go, all right, you ready? And then the goggles just come down over Sam's eyes, and then it ends. That's all I need.
Oh man,
just let me know that's still somewhere with the lights on.
Right in the feelers. It's been so long, buddy. Dude, nobody's got anything on the Ubisoft showcase. Like, there's nothing. So I was told to stay tuned to next week. So I think it's for next week's showcase. Hopefully, I think that's when it's supposed to be, because I hit up my source the other day. He's like, yo, pay attention next week. I'm like, all right. So look for more of that, hopefully soon. And yeah, I want to see Skull and Bones. I want to see, will we see... I don't think we'll see anything on the Splinter Cell game at all.
Prince of Persia, I think, is unlikely as well.
Yeah. How about Beyond Good and Evil 2, Scott?
Oh, yeah. Come on. That one looked almost done based on the video.
Oh, man. Did it ever?
The video that was put out 4 years ago, 5 years ago.
Yeah, but either way, then from there, Scott, let's get back into the showcase. As they did something a little for everyone showcase, like a little mini thing. They did Little Nora Sakone of Paradise, which dropped yesterday. Scion. Oh, thank you. Dropped on yesterday. Railgrade coming this fall. That one actually kind of caught my eye. Did you see this one?
Yeah, I did actually, and I have a little bit more awareness for any rail-related games now. But it looks good. I like the idea. No, thank you. Actually,
it looked pretty cool. It's also coming to PC, so keep that in mind. I saw it advertised for the Epic Game Store, so there's that too.
Okay.
RPG Time: The Legend of Right on August 18th, and then Sonic Frontiers coming this holiday. No official release date still. Scott, how does a Sonic game hit you? You excited for this one?
I'm really worried about this one, just based on its 3D nature. Yeah, there's some people that really like some of the 3D games. Adventure Battle.
Yeah.
Adventure Battle 2, rather. I'm not even sure if there is a number 1. But Adventure Battle 2 is great. Other than that, all of the Sonic 3D games have failed abysmally.
Right.
I think Sonic 06 was kind of the writing on the wall there.
Yeah.
I want Sonic Mania 2. That's what I want.
Gotcha. Dude, a new Disney game coming around with Disney Dreamlight Valley on early access September 6th. Early access on the Switch, Scott.
Yeah, that's something you don't see terribly often.
Almost like never on the Switch. Yeah, that one kind of, I was like, that was weird. Live Alive is another one that's coming out. This one, dude, is looking kind of weird for me.
I don't really know much about. I think it's Live Alive. It doesn't rhyme with Five Alive. That's how I remember.
Gotcha. Is that how it is? And then coming out this year is Doraemon Story of Seasons, Friends of Great Kingdoms.
I have a friend that really likes Doraemon, but otherwise I would have no idea about it.
I watched this and I was like, huh? What is going on? Yeah,
Doraemon is the spiritual the spiritual predecessor of Digimon.
Gotcha.
So it's kind of the often forgotten. It was the one that wasn't popular out of Pokemon, Digimon, and Doraemon, and it didn't make the cut.
Which makes why it's not for me by the looks of things. It's just not my style, right? Pokemon is not for me either. Unfortunately, I tried numerous times, and that's a franchise I cannot get into. It's weird because so many people talk about it, dude. Like everybody is all over Pokemon and what's going on.
Everybody in my high school years loves Pokemon still to this day, and I like Arceus.
Okay.
The new Pokemon have done enough to change it up, but Arceus was the only one that made it different.
Man, we had back in our day, it was like Magic of the Gathering kind of thing going on. I never got into that either.
Oh no, I was hoping you had a deck secretly behind you.
No, I
don't. All right, we're gonna have to play.
No, unfortunately not. Dude, then we saw that Microsoft once again is playing nice, bringing over Minecraft Legends. No surprise there. I think that's a good fit for Minecraft Legends. Of course, you want to be on the Switch.
Will the Minecraft IP ever end?
No, dude. They just keep coming out with more and more content. People love Minecraft.
Minecraft Battlefield.
Oh, there's got to be. Yeah. How is there not a battle royale?
Yeah, or some. Well, I think there's a battle royale they run inside of normal Minecraft.
Yeah. Like a fan made.
But it's kind of it's like a fan made game. Like how people used to say, play Michael Myers in Rainbow Six.
Gotcha. What was the last? Nate and I reviewed. Oh, Minecraft Dungeons. That's what I was like. Where did we just play not too long ago? It kind of reminds me of that, but with a little bit of a different art style. And it's, I don't know, man. Minecraft.
It reminds me of Trove.
Juggernaut. Oh.
Have you ever seen Trove?
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah, I get press releases on Trove. It's just not for us or our audience for the most part.
Going.
If you do check out Trove and you are in our audience, hit us up over the official ITG on Twitter. Let me know. I just don't know anybody who actually plays Trove. I know it's a popular game, but
I played quite a bit of it with a friend of mine that played way too much of it.
Is that Brian?
It is Brian.
Nailed it. Gotcha.
I think he might have the top level in the North American servers or something like that.
Coming out on December 9th. Oh, sorry. Minecraft Legends coming out next year. Just to highlight that. So not going to get it this year. Will be next year. I think a lot of people are going to be excited. I'm sure, honestly, dude, we'll check it out. We always check out Minecraft stuff. It's just weird. still unique enough that we want to see what's
My
going
little
on.
brother likes Minecraft enough that I can figure it out.
Dragon Quest Treasures, December 9th. There's a long running franchise right there, Scott.
Yeah.
You know,
Dragon Quest is one of those that I've just kind of not paid attention to, but for no good reason.
it's the one I did jump into. You ready for this? Is Dragon Quest Builders.
That's the last one. My old roommate Devin tried to get me to play that one. And
dude, I dug it. I liked it. I have a good time. I like to kind of go out and just kind of mine my stuff and then come back and build, right? So it's a little more relaxing.
It makes me want to play Slime Rancher.
Oh, yo, it's funny because I never played Slime Rancher. Slime Rancher 2 right now in development, coming out here, and I think in the near future. But I've never played Slime Rancher at all. And then we got into some other stuff, Scott. Things kind of more in our realm, but I'm a little surprised to see here. No Man's Sky on October 7th. How? Scott is the biggest question.
Yeah.
Dude, it's got
How
to be...
many billions of stars are they going to pack into that? How's that supposed to work?
It comes with 5 cartridges. You're gonna need... No, honestly, I think this is Nintendo stepping into that cloud service. I think this is how they're gonna get cloud-based. Well, this and the next title, we'll get to that one in a second. We know No Man's Sky just keeps producing Hello Games constantly updating No Man's Sky, bringing over more and more content. Dude, I'm curious to see how well it runs and how well it looks. Obviously, No Man's Sky, I think, has its own unique art style and kind of aesthetic for the world's creatures and so forth. But how well can that actually run on the Switch? Is the cloud powerful enough in Nintendo? And I think that's a whole topic within itself, Scott, when we get into Nintendo, because their online infrastructure is not good. We all know it's not. It doesn't run nearly as well as PlayStation or Xbox. So how well will this work if it's using the power of whatever Nintendo's cloud service is going to be?
I'm wondering if you can get multiple players. The age-old question, as long as this game's been on the radar, if I find this planet and you find this planet, we just happen to find each other in the same piece of space, which I'm told is impossible. Will we see each other? Is there a multiplayer? I believe that is true now. There is now a multiplayer on the normal, traditional forms of this game. But how's that going to work on Nintendo? Will it be cross-play? I have a whole lot of questions.
Dude, it's got everything that they've ever produced here for No Man's Sky. Like, there's a ton of content. There's no way that will ever fit onto a cartridge for Nintendo, and it won't run. No. Like, I'm really, really curious how well this is going to work and how they achieve this feat, if it does run at all. I think it does run to some extent, but we've seen The Witcher 3 run over here. Dude, it doesn't run very well at all, right? There's a ton of glitches, issues, and stuff. And there's different tech here with No Man's Sky in that it's all procedurally generated, and it's got to do it on the fly. Like, you go from one play to the next, and then it auto-generates. So how do you get that technology to work on the Switch? It's got to be the power of the cloud, which then brings us into our next game as well, Scott, because it's a Plague Tale Requiem. Dude, that's a stunning game, and I'm going to be honest with you, the Switch is the last place you probably want to play this thing. Coming out on October 18th. Dude, it's a powerhouse. Like, you don't want it there.
It certainly is one of those leading edge kind of IPs. Like, the next one's coming out, and is that Unreal 5? It looks better than I can see with my own eyes.
Yeah, dude, it looks so good. Like, it looks absolutely stunning. So, but from there, we got into a couple more, Scott. We're getting there, dude. We have a few minutes and then a couple little things I want to talk about still. So let's get through it, because we got Captain Valet Meteor. Dude, I didn't even see this one coming out on July 28th. I missed it completely. So it's out as of yesterday. I completely missed it. I don't know how I did that. What I was pretty excited for, though, was Portal Companion Collection available now as well, Scott.
Oh, yes.
Dude.
No, that's something I didn't think was going to be coming out again for a new release. It's not a brand new Portal game. That's worth saying. It is a combination of Portal 1 and 2 together, which are both phenomenal games. Oh, yes.
Yeah, no, I'm okay with that.
My brother and I had just played through number 2, the co-op as well.
Nice. Oh, man. Like, this might be my way to jump back in, because I never actually finished 2. So I know. It's one of those,
worth a play.
It's one of those games of shame kind of things, Scott.
You can feel your brain growing as you get about halfway through. You start thinking in portals.
Nice. And then Harvestella looks like a pretty cool, unique, kind of a spin on like a JRPG
It's like Stardew Valley, but
kinda
with RPG element to it.
Yeah. So that one's coming out on November 4th, 2022. And then Scott, a big one, Persona 5 Royale, coming on October 21st with Persona 3 Portable, Persona 4 Gold, and also coming soon in the future as well. Whew, dude, man, there's a lot going on there.
Oh yeah. No, so from front to back, I think that was a pretty good presentation. For 25 minutes, I think they could have stretched that to 40, but I'm glad they didn't in this case.
I'm glad they kept it short and sweet, right? They kept us pumping with more games. I think that's the way, I think nowadays, to keep us engaged with the conference or the Nintendo Direct in this case. So we're not going, okay, here's another conversation that just popped up, right? And then you fall asleep. What does Nintendo Direct mean to you? So Scott, let's.
I was thinking of a way to try and say that.
I couldn't help it, man.
Well, they did form some memories, didn't they?
They certainly did. We do have 3 games out today, Scott. What are they?
We have The Legend of Bumbo. It was previously on PC, but is now on Xbox Series X and S, PS5, and the Switch. We have Taco Tom 2. That one sounds like a good game for me. Again, was on PC and Mac, but is now on PlayStation 4, 5, Xbox One, XS, and the Switch. And Hillbilly Doomsday. Are we 3 for 3 for me? Dude, Hillbilly Doomsday is on the Xbox One, the XS, and the Switch.
That's awesome. Scott, that's going to wrap up today's show. Everybody, thank you so much for hanging out with us. This has been ITG Daily, a show that brings you the hottest gaming news. You can always join us live at 11 a.m. Eastern over on twitch.tv/theofficialitg. But if you can't join us live, hit us up later inside the game.ca podcast services and TV streaming networks around the globe. Hit us up over on Twitter, the official ITG. Let us know what you thought of the Nintendo Direct. Until tomorrow, everybody, I'm Drew. That's Scott. We'll see you inside the game.